안녕하세요. Are you trying to learn Korean? Well, you are not alone. We can help you every single week here on CTW. So send us your questions and messages, and our teacher, Hyunwoo 선생님, will give you all the answers. Time for Hey Korean. Hyunwoo,
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하십니까? How are you today?
Yeah, feeling great. Although I had a lot of things to do.
Yeah?
It's always, I don't know, it feels very exciting to be here, and it's always good to see you.
Yeah, I guess Hyunwoo is very busy because he has different projects going on. He's also famous in Korea because he participates in various broadcasting programs, including ours, of course, here at Catch the Wave. And what's a little bit different here is that we have a global audience. So most of our listeners are outside of Korea, and many of you are trying to learn Korean language. That's why Hyunwoo 선생님 is here to help you.
That's right. And as usual, today we are going to, together, try to learn a few words and phrases from the Korean language.
Yeah, we will also focus on a K-pop song. We'll talk about the lyrics and try to introduce some new expressions. If you have maybe a suggestion, if you want to send in a song and the lyrics that you want us to talk about, we can also do that. We will also try to answer your questions, of course. If you're trying to learn Korean alone, online, but you don't understand something, and languages are often a little bit tricky.
Yeah, and it used to be harder to learn a language on your own before the advent of the internet.
Yeah.
And now it's so easy to learn any language on your own with all the resources that are online, and also with the help of like social media and language exchange apps and things like that.
Yeah.
It's usually a big excuse if you cannot like practice with anybody.
So you know exactly what to do, and you can also send us your questions here on arirangradio.com/catchthewave. Why don't we start with our pop quiz?
Okay.
So that you guys can participate and win a present sponsored to us by talktomeinkorean.com. I think it's a book, Hyunwoo, right?
That's right. We publish a lot of books, and we are very happy to be able to sponsor the show with our self-study Korean books.
That's right. So the question is rather simple and straightforward. When you meet someone and when you fall in love, you're in a relationship, you probably use the phrase, I love you. So that's in English. In German,
Ich liebe dich.
That's right. It's hard to pronounce.
Ich liebe
dich. I took a lot of German, but I forgot most of it, and my pronunciation is really bad. In French, it's je t'aime. In Japanese,
愛してる or 大好きだ.
That's right. In Italian, ti amo. In Tagalog, it's mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
And in Korean,
it's 사랑해.
사랑해.
Yeah.
So we are asking you to send us a message with 사랑해. So you have to write 사랑해 in Korean and also tell us how you say I love you in your own language.
In your own language's writing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So send us your messages. 사랑해. It's not even a quiz question. We're giving you the answer. It's 사랑해. How do you spell it with the Korean alphabet?
It's just a dictation quiz.
Yeah.
받아쓰기 in Korean.
And send us also I love you in your own language. So that's basically our pop quiz for the week. And if you are selected, we will be sending you a book sponsored to us by talktomeinkorean.com. Okay, Hyunwoo, let's jump into the first part here. We're going to be talking about two pairs of words.
That's right. These two pairs of words are often confused. I mean, people always mix up these words.
Yeah.
And then they have to say this one, and then they say the other one, and the listener might not really understand what you mean. So the first two words are 실력 and 능력.
실력, 능력.
So 실력 and 능력, what do they both mean in common?
실력, talent, skills. Yeah,
Or usually
실력.
people translate those words into ability.
Ability.
So whenever you are talking about your Korean skills or your ability to maybe cook or do something, people usually use one of these words.
실력. 한국어 실력.
한국어 실력.
Yeah.
So is your, for example, your driving skills, is that 운전 실력 or 운전 능력? You know, that's the question.
Uh-oh.
So
For driving, I think we use 능력.
능력?
Yeah.
You can use both.
Oh, okay.
depending on the context. So that's what we are trying to clarify right here. So if you want to say something like driving skills, cooking skills, singing skills, or Korean language skills, if you are talking about whether you have the ability or not, it's usually 능력.
능력.
Yes. Your power to do so.
Okay.
And if you're talking about your level, like how well you can do something, how well you can sing, how well you can talk, that's usually 실력.
Okay.
So once again, in summary, if you are talking about whether you have it or not, it's usually 능력.
능력.
And if you're talking about how good your skill is or how high your skill level is, that's 실력.
So 한국어 실력 좋아요?
Yes. So
Can you say that?
Yeah, with 실력, you either say 좋아요 or 나빠요. Or 좋아요 or 안 좋아요.
So good or not good?
Yeah, or sometimes people even say 별로.
별로
별로예요. 한국어 실력이 별로예요.
is so-so.
Yeah. But with 능력, you can not really say 좋아요, 나빠요. 능력이 좋아요 sounds a bit unnatural. So
So
people-
either you have it or you don't.
yeah,
능력.
you say 있어요, 없어요. 능력이 있어요.
능력이 있어요. So what could that be? Like you talked about the driving license. So 운전 실력 or 능력?
Yeah. So it's usually 실력, right? Because most people are capable
Okay.
or potentially capable of driving. It's just about how well they can drive right now.
Okay.
You know, it's a matter of improvement. So if you're not capable of driving at all, you know, maybe that's 능력. So usually, yeah, it's 실력.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever you talk about a certain skill.
So here we're talking about skills, we're talking about the ability to do something and maybe your talent, 실력
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you will actually see 능력 popping up here and there, but don't get confused. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying this with us, and I hope it's also understood by our listeners. If you have some other words that you guys don't understand, you can always send them in and we'll take care of that. I have another set of words here, 기억 and 추억.
That's right. 기억 is memory. 추억 is also a memory.
기억. Yeah,
Yeah.
기억 is memory. 추억 is positive though. 추억.
Yeah. It's usually written in the plural form, memories.
Memories.
So whenever you visit a certain place or you hang out with a friend,
Yeah.
that memory of that day is usually positive, or you are reminiscent, you know, of that day.
Yeah.
It's 추억.
추억.
Yeah.
So you can't say it's always positive. So you can't say 나쁜 추억.
Yeah, you can't really say that. It's if you want to say a bad memory, you go with 기억.
나쁜 기억.
나쁜 기억.
Can you say 좋은 기억?
좋은 기억.
So
it
기억
works,
can be
yeah.
good and bad.
Good and bad. It's very neutral, but 추억 is usually very positive. So whenever you are thinking back on a certain day and it's something in the past,
A good memory.
yeah, a good memory or good memories from, say, your childhood or a week ago from your vacation, that's 추억.
추억.
And 기억 is just a memory that you have of anything.
기억.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you meet someone and you've met before, that person can ask you, 너 나 기억 못해? Like you don't remember me?
Yeah.
나 기억해? Do you
기억해.
remember me?
Do you remember me? So 기억 plus 하다 is to remember.
To remember, right? 기억하다.
Yes.
To remember. 기억해요?
기억해요.
제 이름 기억해요? Do you remember my name?
Do you remember my name? And also teachers in classrooms, they often tell their students, 꼭 기억해.
꼭
Be
기억해.
sure to remember it. 꼭 기억해. 시험에 나올 거야.
이거 기억하세요. So remember this.
Yes.
기억하세요.
기억하세요 or 기억해. So 기억 is a memory in general. 추억 is a good memory or good memories that you share usually with someone.
There are actually many K-pop songs, Korean songs that use the word 추억
Yeah.
in the lyrics. 추억.
One very common example that I can think of is 너와의 추억. Memories with you.
My good memories with you.
너와의
basically.
추억.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much for introducing these words and also explaining to us the little difference between these two pairs. So if you also have another set of words that you would like us to talk about here on the show with Hyunwoo 선생님, send it to us and we'll take care of that. You can use the message board. When we come back, Hyunwoo, we're going to be talking about a K-pop song.
That's right, and we're going to break down some of the sentences together.
That's right. It's going to be a song by NS Yoonji and Kitty Boy, so stick around and enjoy the program. Happy Friday. Next song, this is Luna Fly, Fly to Love. Fly to Love, Luna Fly here on CTW. Thank you very much. Stay with us. Happy Friday. Hyunwoo 선생님 is here from TalkToMeInKorean.com and we're trying to teach you Korean words. Part 2 is always quite fun because we talk about a K-pop song and the lyrics.
Yes, and after listening to part 2, you can actually listen to that song or just that specific part that we discuss over and over again.
Yeah.
And those lyrics will have more meaning all of a sudden. To you.
That's right. Now, before we talk about this K-pop song, I just want to remind our listeners we have our pop quiz taking place right now. So please tell us, how do you write 사랑해 in Korean alphabet, Hangul? How do you write 사랑해, which means I love you? And how do you say I love you in your own language? That's basically our little quiz.
Yeah, it's part quiz, part teaching us.
Yeah, participation, dialogue. So join us on the message board, and we're going to be talking about a song, as I said earlier, NS Yoonji and Kitty Boy. The song's title
is 설렘주의.
설렘주의.
설렘주의. It's written as 의, but people often pronounce it as 주의.
Okay.
Yeah, 설렘주의.
주의. 주의하세요. 주의하다.
Yeah, 주의 is usually attention. Or sometimes warning. So 설렘주의 is warning of feeling 설렘, like being excited or anxious.
Maybe 설렘.
Yeah, it's usually romantically excited. Like
it's usually
anxious.
A positive feeling.
Yeah. Whenever you are waiting for something really positive or nerve-wracking in a positive way to happen,
설렘.
You say, 설레요.
Your heart is fluttering. Okay, so what's maybe we can listen to part of the song first before you introduce the lyrics?
That's right. We've picked a paragraph from that song. Let's take a listen.
Okay. 사랑해, 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 널 사랑해. I love you, and I love you, you. So, that's a song, once again, by NS Yoonji and Kitty Boy, 설렘주의. Why don't you analyze the lyrics for us, please?
Okay, let me just read the lines one last time for you before I translate everything.
Yep.
밤하늘의 별도 따다주고 싶어. 저 바다를 보며 얘기하고 싶어. Always, which is English. 내 곁에 있어줘. 지금도 설레이니까.
So what does this mean?
Okay, so 밤 is night. 밤하늘 is night sky. And 밤하늘의 별 would be the stars or a star in the night sky. 따다주다 is, you go and pick it for somebody. 따다, to pick. You can say 사과를 따다.
From like an apple tree, you take an apple.
Pick an apple. 과일을 따다, pick a fruit. So 따다 is to pick something to usually eat or, to use it. 주고 싶어. I want to go pick a star from the night sky for you. 저 바다를 보며 that sea while looking 얘기하고 싶어. I want to talk with you while looking at the sea.
Very romantic.
Yeah, by the beach. The weather is not too cold these days, so you can literally sit by the beach.
Yeah, looking at the stars in the sky.
Yeah, not in the wintertime though. Don't go do that because it's really, really cold.
It's freezing.
Yeah, in Korea at least. Always 내 곁에 있어줘. So 내 곁에 means by my side.
By my side.
Yeah, please be by my side. 지금도 설레이니까. Even now, 설레이니까. Because my heart is fluttering even now.
So that's the first part.
Yes.
Part 2?
Part 2, 우리 사랑 is our love. 설렘주의. So this is not a word that actually already exists. They made it up because 주의 is a warning, like I said. So, for example, it can be 폭풍 주의. It's a light warning of a storm.
Okay.
So here, it's like the siren going off. Beep, beep, beep. 설렘 coming, your heart is going to be pounding. So be aware of that or pay attention.
Be careful.
Watch out.
Yeah.
And then 오글 주의. So
What's 오글?
오글 is one of those, double, repeated onomatopoeic expression.
Like 빨리.
Yeah, or 조금, things like that. And 오글 means cheesy or something that gives you goosebumps. It's so cheesy and
오글.
so romantic that it gives you, basically it makes your body kind of shrink or
You become all small.
Yeah. So 오글 means we're going to be a cheesy couple, showing a lot of affection in front of other people.
And I guess when you're in love, you kind of become a child again and you make silly jokes and yeah.
Yeah. And 느낌 아니까, because you know how it feels. Tonight in English. 우리 사랑 설렘주의, 오글주의. Again, the same thing repeated, and then the last part is 사랑해, 널 사랑해. Love you, I love you.
Okay, so that's basically the part we just heard. Now, in the lyrics we just translated here, which words are interesting for our listeners?
The first word that I wanted to pick is 곁.
곁?
Yeah, 곁.
It's one syllable.
Yeah, one syllable, simple word, 곁. Because, people do know 옆, like by your side or next to something, but people don't really get to use 곁 very often in everyday conversations.
So what is 옆 first?
옆 is basically a general word for side, like
side.
You are by my side, right? 옆.
내 옆에.
Yeah. So Adrian is 제 옆에 있어요. He is right next to me.
Okay.
But 곁에 is usually not physically only. You can be by your side, but if you have someone by your side, even if that person is not here, it means I have that person on my side, or we're in love.
In my heart.
Yeah, in my
내
heart.
곁에.
So it doesn't have to be physical.
So maybe spiritually by my side.
Yeah, and also emotionally.
내 곁에.
So 곁에 있어줘서.
So if you are next to me right now, can I say 현우 선생님은 제 곁에 있어요?
You can, but that's very 오글오글, very cringeworthy. You don't have to say it that way because 곁에 is like we are together, that kind of feeling. So 곁에 is usually very romantic.
Okay.
And for example, I can say to my wife, "Thanks for being by my side."
So how would you say that?
Exactly the same thing. 내 곁에 있어줘서 고마워. Yeah, but she might not be right next to me because I'm texting her, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
내 곁에 있어줘서 고마워. So it would be something you say to someone you love or someone you care for.
So 옆에 is physically, 곁에 is both physically
and spiritually.
Spiritually.
Okay. Yeah. That's probably why it's in this song. What other words do you want to talk about?
I think 따다 is very interesting.
따다?
Yeah, 따다.
So we talked about 사과를 따다.
따다.
So it's like to pick a fruit from a tree. Or 사과 is an apple, so...
Yeah, and this is really interesting because, well, it's a slang expression, so don't use it to your university professors or, bosses at work. But between young people, they often use 따다 to get a phone number.
번호를
따다.
It's this is slang.
Yeah, very slangy, very common expression. So 번호를 따다 means to get somebody's phone number, like with romantic intentions.
Sure. So let's say I meet someone and we talk and then we have to separate. Then before you leave, then I can ask you for your number, right?
Yeah.
And then once I get the number, then I can say, 번호를 땄어요.
Yeah.
So I got her number or I have that person's number.
True. Usually not between guys or between girls. It's usually,
번호를
romantic
땄어요.
intentions.
This definitely. So this is slang once again.
Yeah.
번호를 따다. It's to get someone's number.
Yeah, it's not in the textbooks, but you will hear this quite often.
Yeah. And the original meaning or how it's used is usually when you pick a fruit. 따다.
Yeah.
Is there another Exclamation meaning?
It's just pick up fruit from
Mostly
the trees.
for fruits.
So in this case, we're talking about picking or getting a star, which is impossible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once again, the song we just talked about is by NS Yoonji and Kitty Boy. We're going to play the full song for you. If you have a K-pop song that you really like, maybe because of the melody or because of the lyrics, maybe you don't even understand the lyrics, but if you want us to talk about them, then you can send us a message and we will take care of that here on the show with Hyunwoo. Once again, you can also participate. We have our Hey Korean Pop Quiz. How do you write 사랑해 in Korean alphabet? And also tell us how you say I love you in your own language. Use the message board arirangradio.com. Click on Catch the Wave. This is NS Yoonji and Kitty Boy. 설렘 주의, My Romance. A cute song. NS Yoonji and Kitty Boy here on Catch the Wave. We just talked about some of the lyrics. 사랑해, by the way, means I love you. If you're a completely new person to Korean language, that's maybe something you can remember. I love you. You know, when you're learning languages, you always start with the very basic stuff.
Yeah.
And the things that maybe are fun to learn. So it's either very common expressions like hello, thank you, I love you, or maybe the bad words.
Yeah. It is very, very important to, not learn the bad words per se, but very important to learn phrases that you can imagine yourself saying in the near future. Because if you memorize a whole paragraph of useful sentences, but you don't really get to see yourself using them, you will forget them immediately.
That's true. Now, we also like to listen to your voices, and we have an audio clip to talk about today. You can do the same if you want to record your voice in Korean. If you want to send us a short voice message, maybe about a minute long, you can talk about yourself. You can talk about something you read or a song you can sing. The email address is catchkoreanwave@gmail.com. The message we have today is sent in by Nana, Kang Nana, and she says, 아드리안 씨, 현우 씨, 안녕하세요. 오늘도 화이팅! 한국어를 재밌게 공부합시다. Which means?
Let's have fun studying Korean.
That's right. 함께 is together. She didn't say 함께, but 함께 means together, so she can also add 함께. 한국어를 함께 재밌게 공부합시다. And she says, 감사합니다, 강나나. Why don't we listen to her audio clip? Maybe you can also correct her if there are some mistakes, or maybe give her some advice in terms of pronunciation.
Sure, I'm listening.
Okay.
Great message.
감사합니다. Wow. Bravo also with that quote at the end, trying to maybe give energy, give hope to our listeners.
Yeah, the quote was basically something like, I don't remember it a word for word, but 그림자를 두려워하지 마라. 가까운 곳에 빛이 있다는 뜻이다. So
that's
don't fear shadows. It means there's light nearby.
That's right.
Wow.
Which is true.
Yeah, it is true.
If you have shadow, you probably have a light somewhere close by.
Yeah, or on the other side. So that's awesome. Just a few pointers here and there.
Yeah.
I think her audio clip was, in general, really, really good.
Yeah, she seems to be pretty advanced.
Yeah, very comfortable with the Korean language as well. But there was one mistake that stood out.
What? Which one? I didn't catch it.
Her entire audio recording was in 존댓말, like polite
form,
formal form. But then she said 내 이름은 when she was introducing her name.
So this is a classic mistake, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know why a lot of people do this, but maybe because it's their first Korean sentence that they actually memorize.
Yeah.
So they memorize the casual form. I wouldn't say it's the wrong form, but they memorize the casual language of introducing themselves. My name is so-and-so. 내 이름은 so-and-so예요.
Yeah.
But then it's really not that polite to say 내 이름. So if you want to stick to 존댓말, please say 제 이름.
제 이름. So if you want to say my name is blah 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 in Korean, you can remember two forms or two sentences. The first one is the most common one when you're talking to a friend. 내 이름은 다다다 입니다.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk a bit more politely in a formal setting, then you have to use 제 이름은 다다다 입니다. So just try to remember these two ways. In English, it's very easy, and in other languages, it's very easy because there's only one way to say my name is.
Yeah. But in Korean, there are many ways you can say this, many politeness levels. Even the sentence example that you just gave people, 내 이름은 Adrian입니다. That has two politeness levels in one sentence because 네 and 입니다, they are not they don't match each other. But a lot of Koreans actually mix those two, so it can be confusing and misleading. But as a learner, please stick to polite language because usually whenever there's a car accident and people come out of their cars and talk, it's usually just one person using 반말, casual language that starts the whole fight. Yeah, so be careful with your politeness levels. So 제 이름은. Yeah. And then another thing, a very small mistake is she said she wanted to become Nana.
Yeah, she was talking about the drama City Hunter.
Yeah.
And she said that she really likes that drama. And in that Korean drama, there is a character called Kim Nana.
Kim Nana.
So I guess she came up with her own Korean name, Kang Nana.
So she wanted to become Nana, but then she said 나나를 되고 싶어요.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, if you want to say to become something, you have to say 나나가 되고 싶어요. So 나나가 되고 싶어요.
나나가 되고 싶어요.
Yes.
Okay, not 나나를 되고 싶어요. 나나가 되고 싶어요.
Yep.
So if you want to become, let's say, a Korean teacher, then you have to say 한국어 선생님이 되고 싶어요.
Yes.
Not like 선생님가 되고 싶어요.
Well, 선생님, cannot be followed by 가. And you can also not say 선생님을 되고 싶어요. Right? 한국어 선생님이 or other thing 가수가 되고 싶어요. So you have to say 이 or 가 되고 싶어요 and never 을 or 를 되고 싶어요.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. But the message was great. So once again, Nana, thank you very much for sharing and continue to learn Korean language. You're on the right track. Little mistakes here and there, but it's nothing too serious. I didn't even catch those mistakes. So you won't have any trouble communicating with the people here in Korea or people who are speaking Korean all over the world. So
that's right.
You can also feel inspired, listeners. If you want to send us your audio clips, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is record yourself with maybe a smartphone, maybe your computer, and the email address catchkoreanwave@gmail.com. You can send us an MP3 file about a minute long. You can do it alone. You can be with a friend. It's pretty flexible. Just be creative. Hyunwoo, before we wrap it up, I don't know if we have time for one question. I don't think we will, actually. So we'll try to keep that maybe for next week. We had several people sending in different questions here and there. So continue to do that. Don't worry. We are keeping your messages and we are reading them. So we'll try to focus on that next week.
Yes. I think we do have a short message right here asking for a shout out.
Tikti?
Yeah.
Tikti from Vietnam, right?
Tikti from Vietnam said, today is my sister Bim Bim's birthday. So please say happy birthday for her. It's been a few days since the message came in.
But still, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, we're a little late, but 생일 축하합니다.
조금 늦었지만 생일 축하합니다. All right, Hyunwoo, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week again.
See you next week.
All right. Let's play a song. We just talked about the drama City Hunter. Nana really loves it. It's Im Jae-bum singing 사랑, Love.